Bluey is one of the most hilarious animated shows around, and even funnier are the tiny animation errors we spotted across the episodes. So get ready because today we're revealing some of the bloopers we noticed in Bluey. In the episode Magic Xylophone, Bluey, Bingo, and Bandit are pretending to play a game. Bluey and Bingo have a magic xylophone that can freeze Bandit. In one part, Bluey and Bingo freeze Bandit in the yard and pile lots of toys and plushies on him. A few moments later, when the sisters unfreeze Bandit, he drops everything to the ground. But the error is, shortly after, Bluey and Bandit return to the yard, and all the toys and plushies have vanished. Knowing Bluey and Bingo, it's hard to believe they cleaned it up. Even if they did, they'd need lightning speed to clear it that quickly. In the episode The Creek, when Bluey, Bingo, and Mackenzie are walking through the creek, we can spot some tadpoles swimming around and tickling their toes. But the error is in the very next scene. The tadpoles are completely gone. Like in just a second, they simply disappeared without a trace. In the episode Spy Games, the kids pretend to be secret agents on a mission to collect very tricky items. We spot a quick animation mistake in one of the scenes. Bandit is having a barbecue with other parents around him. Suddenly, Bandit loses control of the barbecue and the fire gets too big. At this exact moment, if we look at Chili, we'll notice her face turns almost fully brown for a scene. Maybe Chili got so scared that even her face changed color. Now this next mistake is really puzzling. In the episode Mums and Dads, when Indy and Rusty pretend to be parents, they struggle to decide who should get a job. Later, Indy has trouble finding a babysitter and Bluey pretends Rusty is her baby. I've got to admit, I felt bad for Rusty when Bluey made him wear kids' clothes and act like a baby. But that's not the error here. In the scene where Bluey is literally chasing Rusty with a stroller to get him back to playing, they pass by two kids on a swing. These kids don't even go to this school because they're Bingo's classmates, and we all know Bluey and Bingo attend different schools. Seems like even the animators got mixed up with the characters. But honestly, I can't blame them. There are so many characters in Bluey it's tough to keep track of them all. In the episode The Creek, when everyone is coming out of the bushes, we can see they're all covered in mud and leaves. If you look at Bingo, you'll notice 2 leaves stuck to her stomach, which she brushes off. However, there's a mistake. A moment later, when Bandit asks the kids if they want to play in the park, we get another view of them from the front. And guess what? The 2 leaves that Bingo had brushed off are somehow back on her stomach again. How is this possible? We literally saw her brush those leaves off. This next animation mistake is absolutely hilarious. In the episode Keepy Uppy, we spotted something pretty interesting. In the scene where Bluey wakes up and gets out of bed, you might notice that something is missing. Do you know what I'm talking about? It's the pillow. There's literally no pillow on her bed. We've seen Bluey's bed before, and there's always a pillow there. There are only 2 possible explanations for this. Either Chili forgot to put a pillow on Bluey's bed, or the animators simply forgot to draw it. Which, honestly, I think is the real reason. We all know the Healer family loves dancing, and this is especially clear in the episode Dance Mode. In the episode, Bluey suggests a game called Dance Mode, where people have to dance whenever someone activates it. Later on, the Heelers visit a post office. While Bandit is being served at the counter, Chili activates Dance Mode on him. But Bandit isn't the only one who starts dancing. If you look closely in the background, you'll spot a character holding an envelope, and as Bandit begins to dance, the envelope also moves forward and backward. Maybe the envelope wanted to join in on the dancing too. As we've seen by now, Bandit often falls victim to hair-related animation mistakes, and in the episode Fairies, it happens again. In this episode, the Heelers are playing a pretend game where Bandit dares the fairies to do their worst. As a result, Bingo ends up frozen with her fingers up her nose. Bluey blames Bandit entirely for this, and to fix the situation, Bandit does an Irish jig around the letterbox. Now, if you look closely, right after he picks up Bingo, the fur above his eyes mysteriously disappears. And that's not the only odd thing. While he's dancing with Bingo in his arms, she accidentally clips his nose. We have to say, the animators really need to give poor Bandit a break from these little mistakes. In the episode Hotel, when Bluey is showing Bandit the available rooms for him to sleep in, there's an interesting detail to spot. As they pass door number 1, there's a picture hanging next to it of Bandit and Chili from when they were traveling. They continue the hotel tour around the house and eventually reach door number 6, which is actually the bathroom. And on that door, we see the exact same picture again. Either the Healer family really likes having the same photo in different spots, or the animators accidentally reused the picture instead of swapping it for a different one. In the episode Obstacle Course, Chili sets up a fun backyard obstacle course, but Bandit turns it into a race. Determined to win, Bluey and Bingo do whatever it takes. While Chili is training Bluey to beat Bandit, one of the stages involves climbing a ladder and touching a tree trunk. If you look closely, when Bluey reaches the ladder, there's no shadow underneath it, but as soon as she climbs up, a shadow suddenly appears, clearly meant to be Bluey's. The mistake happens when she climbs back down. If you watch the ground, her shadow stays there, almost as if it has a life of its own. And to make it even stranger, at that moment, Bluey actually ends up with two shadows at the same time. In the episode Bob Bilby, it's Bingo's turn to bring the Bob Bilby puppet home from Kindy and document their weekend together. Bob's past adventures have all been exciting, so Bingo is eager to make their time just as memorable. Later in the episode, Chili takes a photo of Bingo using the front camera of her phone. However, there's a small issue. When she snaps the picture, the flash from the back camera goes on. This is a logical error, because Chili was clearly using the front camera, not the back one. And that's not all. In one of the scenes where Bingo and Chili go out for a bike ride, you might notice that the dark orange fur on Bingo's face is completely missing. Seriously, it seems like the animators really have a tough time keeping the fur details consistent. In the episode Library, when Muffin comes over to play at the Healer's house, we noticed a few strange mistakes. When Librarian Bluey is showing Muffin around, we see Bingo quietly sitting and reading a book. She's clearly sitting on a beanbag at this point, but when the girls pretend to take a picture of Muffin to make a registration, if you look closely at the background, both Bingo and the beanbag have completely vanished. You might think Bingo left, but that's not the case. She was there the entire time. We can clearly see the carpet in the background, and earlier Bingo and the beanbag were sitting right on top of it. Yet, in the picture frame shot, neither of them is visible. In the episode Seesaw, when Bluey and Bingo are playing, we can see that, like any regular seesaw, each seat has a handle to hold onto. But when Bandit joins in to teach the kids a lesson, there's a strange mistake. Bluey slides down the seesaw until she bumps into Bandit's back. The question is, how is that even possible? There should be a handle between Bluey and Bandit at that moment, but it's completely missing. When Bluey and Bingo are on the opposite side of the seesaw from Bandit, the handle has clearly disappeared. And that's not all. When Chloe arrives and tries to help the girls, the handle suddenly reappears. It's definitely a logical animation error. And that wraps up the list of animation slip-ups we caught in Bluey. Hope you had fun spotting them with us. We'll catch you in the next video.
Bluey may be one of the best cartoons ever made, but did you know it's packed with little mistakes you probably never noticed? Take the episode Curry Quest. Bingo and Bandit head over to Mackenzie's place for a curry swap. Pay attention to the front door when they arrive. Notice its design carefully. After the curry exchange, when they walk out, we see a wide shot of the house. But wait, the door looks completely different. That's not the only odd detail. While Mackenzie's mom is painting Bingo's face, she's clearly using a brush dipped in black paint. But once she's done, Bingo suddenly has white whiskers, even though there's no white paint anywhere. Now in the episode Cafe, Bandit brings Bluey to the playground where she meets Winnie. Seems pretty normal at first, right? But look closely. When Winnie and her dad approach, the pathway has horizontal stripes. As soon as they step inside the gate, the stripes disappear completely. Was it meant to be magic or just a slip-up? And then there's the pebble problem. At first, there's a single pebble in front of Bluey's table and 3 more on the right side. But from another angle, the front pebble vanishes and suddenly a bunch more appear on the right. Did someone dump out an entire bag of rocks? Or did the animators just miss it? Back to Curry Quest. When we get a shot of the airport, there's a funny mistake. The sign above the building is floating midair. Plus, when the Healer girls are video calling Bandit, the close-up shows Chili holding the tablet with both hands. But as soon as the camera zooms out, she's somehow holding the tablet with one hand and Bingo with the other. And let's be honest, it's pretty wild that Bluey can crochet at her age. In Moms and Dads, Indy and Rusty play house, but argue about who should work. Later, Indy struggles to find a babysitter, and Bluey treats Rusty like her baby, even forcing him into kids' clothes. Poor Rusty. But the real error comes when Bluey chases him with a stroller. They pass by 2 kids on the swings. But here's the catch. Those kids are actually Bingo's classmates. Since Bingo and Bluey don't attend the same school, the animators must have mixed them up. With so many side characters, it's easy to see how that could happen. Next, in Bob Bilby, we catch a small continuity error. When Bingo climbs onto Bandit's back, Bluey snaps a photo. But the face shown on her phone doesn't match reality. Bandit's real eyes are shut tight, yet on the screen his eyes look half open. Finally, in the sign, Rad and Frisky's wedding wasn't the only highlight. There were some animation goofs too. When Calypso tells a story to the kids, we first see Winton sitting in the front row and Jack behind him with the terriers. But in the next shot, their spots have swapped. Jack is suddenly behind the terriers while Winton takes Jack's earlier position. A clear mix-up in character placement.